Hey everyone, it's Christmas time, or holiday time, and I want to share with you guys some Christmas stories that have happened to me over the years. They're not very exciting, but figured I'd tell them anyway. As I got older, I started to celebrate Christmas in a more passive, not really passive way, but I remember in particular my family, we used to go to church sometimes during Christmas, but I don't do that anymore because I'm not a religious person. But I do have some stories for you guys that happened when I was little. But before I start, who else remembers those old camcorders we used to use to film videos? It was like these big things about this big. I remember my parents, they had this one, the Panasonic one. I'm pretty sure it was Panasonic that they had. And what happened was, in this kind of old-fashioned video recording, you would get this little tiny tape and then you would put it inside a much bigger tape. So it had like this mechanism that would like open up like this, put the little tape inside, then close it. And that's how you would watch your home movies with the camera that we had. So I have not watched home movies for a very long time, so my memory might be a little fuzzy with these things. Well, we're gonna try anyway and see if we get them right. So the first story, this happened when I was 5 years old. It was December. We went to visit some relatives somewhere in the country. And what happened was, it was the funniest thing because my mom later on, she said, we spent 5 days on that bus because we used the Greyhound bus to get there. And I was like, 5 days? Because being a 5 years old, being a 5-year-old, I was so oblivious to everything around me that I didn't even notice it was 5 days. I remember one point during that trip was when we stopped somewhere. My parents got me some food along with me and my sister. I have a clone. It was just me and my sister, just the two of us. But anyway, skip to when we actually got to our relative's place. I don't really remember too much from this trip. All I know was it was during December. I have this weird memory, like this phantom memory of me, my sister, and my grandma, and my parents meeting up with some people. I think it was like a mall with like this clear floor. I can't remember. But the thing I remember the most, this one it's not a phantom memory. What happened was a relative of mine, gave me a corn tortilla with shrimp and a bunch of salt on it. And I remember eating it and I was like, because it was a lot of salt. A shrimp taco could work, but not with just salt. I feel like something like that requires avocado or something. So yeah, that was the trip. We stayed there for about a month, which is really crazy to me because when I was 5 years old, it felt like we were there for 3 days. And that was my Christmas when I was 5 years old. And then the year after, when I was 6 years old, my classroom, my first grade classroom, it was before we went on break for the holiday season. Everyone in the classroom, like all 15 or 20 of us, I don't know how many there were, we went to the front of the classroom and we started performing 12 Days of Christmas. It was like a little small gathering with the parents in the back of the classroom, the kids in the front, and we had these green wreath things around our neck made out of paper with little designs on them. I don't know if I was nervous. I probably was, but since all the other kids were there, it probably wasn't as bad. Comment below if you also had to sing things like this when you were in elementary school or primary school. So yeah, we sang in front of the classroom, we sang the song, we had probably soda, cookies, I don't know, we had food in the classroom, and then we left for winter break. And on the day in particular, on Christmas Eve, I remember, I only know this from the home movie, but my dad was filming the house, my mom was in the kitchen cooking food and stuff. I think there were cookies on the table. The tree was in the living room next to the fireplace. It was decorated very nicely. The lights, some decorations, some Christmas gifts on the bottom. A fireplace, but I don't think it was on. I don't know, I'm not sure. My sister and I were in the living room. I don't know what we were doing. Our family dog was outside in the backyard during this time. His name was Comet. He was a cute dog. My sister, she's the one who named him, and she named him after the dog on Full House. So yeah, that should tell you something. But anyway, he was outside. He's just picture like a golden retriever with a German Shepherd's fur pattern. That's what he looked like. So he was outside, my sister and I were there, my mom's in the kitchen. My grandma was also somewhere in the house, and my dad was filming. And he filmed me and my sister. We were singing karaoke. I'm almost pretty sure we sang 12 Days of Christmas too, or Jingle Bells, or some known Christmas song. We were singing along to it, and it was funny because I'm pretty sure we used Music Choice to sing the songs. Or is it? I think I need to look this up, but I'm pretty sure, 90% sure that Music Choice was the one behind the old-fashioned karaoke from back in the day. I don't know, I could be wrong. But yeah, we had a karaoke machine in my parents' house, but it broke. And one thing I remember in particular, for this dress that I had on, it was like a velvet, shiny, sheen, maroon dress that I had when I was 6 years old during that year. Or maybe it was, I don't know if I'm mixing up memories, but I know when I was 6 or 7 I had this dress like that with like a little, it came together in the middle, this like little tiny bow, and the skirt was floral pattern and the top part was just regular solid color, maroon color. And the funny thing about that dress is that I actually tried to wear it when I was 12 and it still kind of fit. It was a little tight, especially around the neck, but it was very stretchy. Just shows how small I am. Which is funny because I was the tallest person in the classroom during that time. Because I grew up really fast, but then I stopped. So now I'm shorter than everybody else, but I like it better that way. But then there was one Christmas in particular, I think I was 8 or 7. 8 or 7. 7 or 8. What happened was, at least in the home movie, the camera was set up in front of the dining table, so we're eating our food for Christmas or sometime during the holiday. Everyone's sitting there eating. I'm eating, everyone's minding their own business, and then all of a sudden you look and you see my sister, she spilled the soda on top of the ham. I think it was Sprite or Mountain Dew, one of those. And my mom was like, oh my god. And then, or I might be making up things, but she must have had that thought when the soda spilled. And they cleaned it up. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I know from seeing that whole movie a long time ago, like everyone got off the table. We were like, no, the ham is no good anymore, let's get up. But yeah, that's what happened that year. My sister spilling the soda on the ham. And honestly, after that, all the Christmases, the holiday celebrations are a blur. Because, well, first of all, my sister, she's older, so when I was in middle school, she moved out. And then a lot of the celebrations have been very, I wouldn't say passive, but they're not as an event as they were back when I was a child. Because now it's just food, watching Christmas movies, and, you know, maybe playing some Christmas music, watching those Christmas concerts on TV, things like that. It's no more karaoke, no more any of that stuff. Which, I mean, it's fine with me, but it's just a nice thing to look back to, you know? And then, also, what happened was, oh yeah, a few years ago I used to edit fan videos for TV shows and movies. I miss doing that. But it was fun, because sometimes I would, not just Christmas, but other holidays, like, well, just Halloween, I would, like, make themed things for the shows that I was watching. And let me tell you, as a vlog maker, editing movies and TV shows is way more exciting than editing a YouTube video. Because in a YouTube video, you're staring at yourself, you're hearing yourself. You can't put exciting music over your videos because YouTube will take it down. So it makes things less exciting. And also, the cameras on TV and movies is way better than iPhone or any other camera, or at least the one I have. But it's helped me a lot with my vlogging, so I guess that's a good thing. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I don't know if I'm gonna make another video this year. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, what has happened this year? This year's gonna be over next week. Jupiter and Saturn have reunited after 800 years apart. And what else? Not really much else. I don't know what to say, but honestly, I really hope you guys are as okay as you can be, because that's really all I can say. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any exciting Christmas stories or holiday stories, you can let me know in the comments below. If you want to subscribe, you can, and I will see you next time. Bye!